We are going to begin with a little bit of movement meditation, moving breath work, and then start to warm up our hips so that frogs feel good today. And don't worry, if you are, number one, don't know frog, I'll teach you. Number one, if you know frog and it's the dirty word of yoga, I'll teach you something that you can do in place of any frog that's not comfortable for you. So let's head on back, my friends. Welcome to class today. If you would please begin in a tabletop, and when you're coming down to your mat, just ease on down. Maybe you want to take a minute, stretch out, just find your way around, and we don't have to enter anything quickly, so we can kind of crawl around, swish a bunch through our hips, move forward and back. And when you get down to your tabletop, let's begin a round of cat-cow with toes tucked to begin. Exhale, round your back first. Really fill your back body, the back ribs with a big arch. And then fully inhale, letting belly drop, top of head, and tail rise. Untuck your toes for this next round. Press all toenails down and widen up your feet. Fill up your back, big arch. Fill up your belly as you breathe in. Next round, if you'd like, you're going to spin your right fingertips out anywhere, but possibly back to face your knees, your right knees. Exhale, round. Try to really tuck your chin tightly there. Look up at your navel. Inhale, open your throat. Maybe feel free to look over your shoulders here and there. Any movements that feel good. Fingertips roll back forward. Left hand does the same. A little dial out or a full scale. Roll back towards your knee. Exhale first. I love to rock around a bit here. Join me if you'd like that. Maybe a softening of your elbows to really help you boost up. Come on back with your left fingertips. See if you can suction cup, warming up our wrists still here. Suction cup your fingertips as you exhale, roll to angry cat. Try to keep those little fingertips suction cupping towards one another as you find your cow. Hands come back down. Next option, toes tuck, knees hover just an inch or two. Cat-cow, exhale round. You know you can always stay in neutral tabletop. Drop knees, right toes tuck back. Pulse a little bit forward and back. Feel your wrists warming up. Right toes come back to table and left toes do the same. A little warming in our calf and our wrists. One more big breath in. As you exhale, come back to the center, stack all your joints here, and then see if you can start to pulse your right knee out to the side like you're lifting a 90-degree knee so that your inner calf and inner thigh start to come parallel to the floor. Now we're going to draw our navels in tight. If you're getting very tired on your wrists, two options, yogis. You can make fists and press your knuckles down. Or at any time, you're welcome to come to your forearms and begin that little pulse here. We're going to go for 3 more. Then lift and hold for 4 seconds. Up in, preparatory for half frog. 2 seconds and 1. Let your knee fall. Reach back in child's pose. Stretch out your right side. Walk your hands to the left and let your hips pull to the right. Ooh, good work there. Using your obliques, warming up your inner and outer hip, and filling your body with breath. Come on back forward. When you're ready, let's begin tabletop. Stacking knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Little tiny pulses with your left knee out, maybe a couple of inches of a rise. Can you open your left toes? Find some energy in the webbing of your feet. Really spread wide. Possibly lifting a little higher here, navel in, chest squared. Squeeze through the armpits to keep your chest squared. And we're getting a little higher here. We're gonna try to lift ultimately to get our inner thigh and inner calf parallel to the floor. In 4, 3, you do your best, no pressure. Lift, hold 4 seconds. One more big breath in and out. Release, child's pose. Ooh, good outer hip work. Reach forward. Hands to the right, hips pull to the left. Try to really bow your head here. The deeper you get in your torso, the more you'll feel that beautiful release in your left side. All right, come on back. Tabletop it is. But we're gonna move forward now. Hands walk further forward so we can saw forward and back, but coming from child to modified plank. Body on a diagonal here. And if your belly and your low back feel good, drop your hips a little more, coming into a little baby up dog. Breathe in one direction, breathe out the other. So I like to breathe in as I come forward. Think about smiling with your collarbones, maybe opening your throat. Exhale as you ease back. We're gonna try this 4 more times. Lots of big breaths. Great time to get rid of stale, stagnant energy if you'd like to exhale strongly like a sigh. Pull back to tabletop, but this time swing your right foot right behind your right knee so you can extend your left leg and find a modified side plank. Just make sure you're comfy in your shoulder, right side, and then begin to pull left knee into armpit. Do you know where we're going? Lots of prep work for our frogs today, so hold on to your knee and pull in. This looks like a half frog, yes? Like we just did in our tabletops. Just gently guiding the knee up towards your armpit. Wiggle through your toes. One more big breath. Extend all the way out. Stretch out everything you just crunched. Maybe reach into a big arc overhead. Then let that arm swing all the way down. Refind your tabletop, please. Left heel swings right behind left knee. Left hand stays down, right leg extends, right arm comes overhead. When you're ready, pulling your right knee in towards your right armpit. And you can pull back a little bit if you want to open your hips more. Feeling stretch on inner thigh, outer hip. One more big breath in. Extend your right leg, reach overhead with the right arm, stretch that big crunch out. I like to think about making a big rainbow here, right toes to the right fingertips. All the way back down. We're gonna try a little baby half frog on the floor. So let's walk our hands forward or our knees back. Find yourself lying prone, please. Fully down on the ground and walk your toes way far back if you can. When you're ready, arms form a little goalpost with your palms and forearms resting on the floor. And just draw your right knee up towards your right hip with your heel behind your knee and your frog toes turned out. We're just gonna stay here, yogis. So if you'd like to cover one hand over the other and then rest your forehead on the back of your hands, that's really nice. If you feel good with your hip here, you can intensify by coming up into a Sphinx upper body. All right, now totally optional. Try to lift your right outer edge of foot to the ceiling. Notice what's happening. Inner hip is rolling down. Let it softly fall. Yes, feel that? Good. Rotating inwards with your hip joint. Release. And even if you lift just a tad, it feels it, yeah? We're going to try 3 more. Using our breath here. For my Sphinx upper bodies, we're going to pull our collarbones forward here. Really open in the heart. Let's hold for 4 seconds if possible. If your foot is flat, you're still getting a great stretch. 2 seconds. And release. We're going to thread this froggy needle. Reach your right arm overhead. Thread your left arm under. And one more time, we can rest on the back of our hand if that's really comfy. Or with your threaded needle, you might be able to snuggle your left side of your face down on the mat. You can always have things, supports, blocks, books, blankets, pillows, whatever you like to use to help yourself. One more big breath in here. Relaxing heavily into your left shoulder. And if your throat landed on the head of your shoulder, you might be getting a little nice lymph massage. Get some drainage in your lymph right there. Untwist when you're ready. All righty, let's push out of this frog. Right leg comes straight back. Give yourself a little crocodile. Turn your inner arches of your feet down, and they're as wide as our mat. And then once again, just rest your head on the back of your hands. Jiggle your hips side to side, just getting the tension free. And when you're ready to repeat, goalpost arms, Big toes touch one another. Your left knee moves up right next to your hip, and your toes face out. Heels right behind that left knee there. So great place to just hang out, half frog. Optionally, we build our upper body up into the Sphinx, really drawing collarbones forward. And wherever your upper body is, you may want to consider lifting, internally rotating your hip, lifting through the outer edge of foot. Release softly. Try not to plop there. Exhale as you rise. Always exhale in the hard part. Inhale, lower. 2 more practice rounds, then we're really going to squeeze through the outer hip. All righty, ready to go? We've got 4 seconds up at the tip top, wherever that is for you, or resting in frog. And 1, let it go if you have that lift. Stretch left arm out, thread right arm under. What are our options here? I could bend my left elbow and rest on the back of my hand. I might be able to snuggle the right side of my face down. And then if you can, press a little bit into the lymph node under your right jaw there. That's nice. We're going to take 2 more big breaths in here. 1 final inhalation and exhalation, then we'll get our flow on. I gaze down, unthread right arm. Let's bring our frog back to regular mermaid or merman legs, side by side there. And then take a second to relax your upper body. Turn your toes out, inner arches as wide as your mat, left to right. A little crocodile and a little shimmy of your hips side to side. Think bowl full of jello, jiggle in your buns. Just let go. Alrighty, ankles kissing, big toes together. Press hands underneath your shoulders and push back, child's pose. But when you're ready, maybe you need to move around so you're on your mat. When you're ready, tuck your toes, rise up through your hips, rise high into down dog, high in the hips. Ease back, thighs behind you, head through elbows, chest to thighs. And then take lots of movement here, rocking and rolling. Lifting and lowering heels, swaying hips, looking out under armpits. Do what feels good. Let's take a breath in together, finding stillness now in our downward facing dogs. And lift your left leg, please. Big breath into 3-legged dog. Try to point and flex and then circle that ankle. Go both ways if you're circling. Scrunch your toes and flare them open, scrunch them. Flare them. When you're ready, heel to butt, and then open up again. Here we go, kind of like a half frog, right? You're opening your outer thigh to the sky. You're welcome to stay right here in 3-legged dog with an open hip, or join me, my friends. Start to get light on your left fingertips. Maybe you just have 1 fingertip down, and we start to lift our left arm as the left leg drops behind. It can hover. You can hover the leg or potentially tap it down and find a little flip dog. If you feel kind of uncomfortable, like you need to reset, land your hip and then rise again. Top arm comes down. We're going to round the corner, 3-legged dog. Meet us if you didn't flip. Come on up, straighten. And then release toes. Let's roll forward in vinyasa, and then we'll start the other side. Breathe in, plank. Maybe we kneel this first one. Bend elbows so they face toes, gently lower to the earth. And then bring your chest up, look forward, little baby cobra. Elbows stay bent. We might want to hover our hands off the mat. Then press back, child's pose. Eye gaze follows navel. We're going to lengthen the back of our neck as we find our downward facing dog. Big breath in and out here. Find stillness. Lots of bend in your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Right leg rises when you're ready, 3-legged dog. Heel bends to butt, and let's find that half frog shape. Open into a big hip yawn. Outer thigh rising to the sky. This feels great, and you're welcome to stay, or you can tent your right fingertips with me. Consider adding on a little flip. Possibly come to just 1 fingertip on the right hand. That's scary and fun. And then start to get heavy in your right leg. Right arm rises. You can hover your flip dog, or you may want to tap your right toes down, rise into a huge arc. Another option is to reset. Have a little seat. Make sure you feel good in your shoulder. Re-rise when you're all adjusted. Then let's roll back down. Right arm down, right leg rising, three-legged dog. Everyone meet me here. Drop your right toes. One breath in down dog. Lift both heels. Press heels back down. Lift both heels. This time roll to plank. Option for kneeling again, or chaturanga with knees elevated. To the floor we go. Baby cobra. Walk toes back, hover upper body. And consider lifting toes, knees, and thighs this time. Full locust. Really squeeze from your shoulder blades into your spine, all the way down through your big toes. Squeeze in towards your midline. Press back, child's pose. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Lift your heels. And tiptoe walk your way forward, all the way forward to your fingertips. Halfway lift, fingers slide up your shins. Top of head far away from tail, collarbones really forward. Release. Can you shake your head, yogis? Just try to get rid of tension in your neck. Shake it yes if you shook it no. Always ending on the positive note so we feel good about moving on. Let's walk our toes back. Downward facing dog again. From down dog, land your knees. Find a cow cat. Cow first. Inhale belly. Exhale round. Tuck your toes. Rise back to dog. And this time walk your fingertips to your toes. Let's bring belly in. Walk all the way back. Just rising to halfway left. Fingertips super light on our shins. Really energized spine. Collarbones. Top of head. Release. Go one more round. Walk out. As soon as you find plank position, land your knees, cow first, navel down, top of head, tail rising. And you're welcome to wiggle a little if you want to move your ribs or your hips. Exhale round, wiggle a little or a lot. Back to dog. Fingertips walk back towards your toes. And we're gonna roll a little bit non-traditionally as we rise from the back of our mat. Bring hands to heart center. Watch me. We're going to take these little baby lunges. Little tiny step, little tiny lunge, little tiny step, little tiny lunge, all the way to the front of our mat, okay? Doesn't matter what step you take first. Little lunge, rise, step, little lunge, rise, step, little lunge. Tap on the knees sometimes so you can make it smaller if your knees are cranky. When you get to the top, hold the mountain pose, really widen left to right. Then reach arms skywards, extended mountain pose. Press palms, eye gaze, follow fingers. Wiggle your sides a little longer. Come down through heart center again. Bend your knees, possibly opening knees for yogi squat, or you can come as low as you'd like in tiptoe stand from wherever we are into forward fold. Top of head to floor. Giant step back with your right leg. Take a lunge, and if you'd like to kneel, my friends, please do. Left arm is rising, left toes turning out to the side, and then walk your toes back so you feel like you can really support yourself in side plank here. Right leg may elevate, or it's welcome to swing heel behind knee and find another modified side plank. You choose. Now, are you able to land the blade edge of your right foot? Begin to sink your hips and reach left fingers towards your right toes. All the way up, around, and over. Make this big arc again. Breathe in lower. You can hold your side plank if you don't like this intense side stretch. Stretching out your right side. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round, in and out. Now we're gonna have a funky little lunge like we just did. So let's turn our left toes forward for this tiny lunge. Frame out that knee and press back downward facing dog. Well done, yogis. Give a little shimmy, a little wiggle, a shake. Free your body up. And when you're ready, step your right leg through. Look at your thumb tips. Step right between them if you get a little stuck. Help it through. All right, we've got a lunge. You can kneel if you want. Right arm rises, breathe in. Let's do the same. We're gonna turn our right toes out. Feels a little awkward here, right? Can you see how I have a diagonal in my joints? We don't like that. So we're gonna get it really stacked up, knee over ankle. And then if you're kneeling, you would keep your left heel behind your left knee. This feels great. But if you'd like to come with me, full left knee extended, blade edge of foot is down. We drop hips to hover, reaching right fingertips towards the left toes. Make a big rainbow, up and over. Oh, that's the best part. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Inhale. Eye gaze is a great little tool to deepen our practice here. So if I don't look, I don't really get as much, but if I start to look, whoop, there we go. And when you're ready, turn it into a little tiny lunge, right toes forward. One hand on either side of that right knee, push back to dog. Take a wiggle, shimmy out your tension. Look under your armpits, free your neck. Dance with your feet or your hips, feels good. Moving forward, ready to plank. Chaturanga, baby cobra, full cobra, whatever floats your boat, yogis. Back bending, strengthening, squeezing, and breathing. Exhale, press back, child, up to dog. And then lift both heels. Let's tiptoe walk all the way forward, meeting at the very top of our mat in a forward fold. Roll to rise. Standing tall in mountain, make yourself wide left to right. Tall top to bottom. Press palms, wiggle sides up. Eye gaze follows fingers. Release fingertips to the floor. Stepping back with your right leg. Take a little lunge, saw forward and back if you feel like your hips need it. Press back, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, lift your left leg and breathe in. Crunch your left knee to your nose. Round your back here, find that angry cat shape. Stay in cheetah or extend your left leg out to the right side. So you're in twisted fallen triangle. Fallen triangle sounds like a scary yoga term. It's a good thing though, it feels pretty good, right? Right arm rises, blade edge of right foot falls flat, full fallen triangle. And then we're gonna push back. So if you were in cheetah, I'll meet you there. Cheetah, three-legged dog. Toes tap down, wonderful job. Rolling forward, plank. Vinyasa is always optional. Take it if you enjoy it. Chaturanga, back bend. Maybe we lift to up dog, straight arms, knees and thighs rise. Exhale, back dog. Right leg elevates again, three-legged. Look to thumb tips, crunch and land your lunge. Optionally bring in some hip action in, forward to back. Breathe some release into your hips. Back leg steps forward, we fold. And then we rise when we're ready. Inhale. Find width. Find length. Find more length by lifting your heels this time. Woo-wee. Heels fall, fingers fall, chin tucks. We roll down to forward fold. Let's try fallen triangle on the other side. Left leg, lunge back and stay for as long as you're enjoying gravity coming into your hips. Give them the time, the space, and the breath to open. Push back dog when you're ready. Right leg rises, and we're crunching into cheetah, nose to knee. So you're welcome just to stay here. You could even kneel your left knee. Or twisted fallen triangle. Right blade edge extends left. We're twisted with our chest. Full fallen triangle. Left arm rises, then the inner edge of that left foot comes down. Breathe here. Top arm falls. Meet you in cheetah if you stayed. Crunch. Extend, three-legged dog. Toes down, vinyasa or not, yogi's choice. It's a choose your own adventure every Friday with me. Exhale. Inhale, what feels good for you? Exhale, maybe you're in child's, you're pausing, you're relaxing. If you're ready, meet us in dog. Left leg, breathe in. Breathe out, find your lunge. Breathe in, step to forward fold. Breathe out, deepen your fold. Inhale. Let's continue breathing in, but really find our width. Find our length at the top of our breath. Extra length, heels rise. If you're wiggly, that's good. That means you're challenging yourself. Let's go one more round, yogis. Heels fall, find the earth. Fingertips, crown falls. Right leg steps back. We're dropping our right knees, shins and tops of feet. So we're gonna shift our hips back for half split. Notice my hands are staying a little forward so my ribs can be really long. Shifting back forward, low lunge, and then really pulling collarbones forward here instead of staying low. Pull them forward. Shift back, half split. Shift forward, frog. Do your hips feel like they have a full frog in them? It's coming. It's one more little half lunge and half split away. Here we go. Watch this transition, yogis. Tuck your right toes. Walk to the inside of your left leg, and we're going to swivel our right toes behind our knee. Land our left knee, same thing, heel behind, toes turn out, and here we are in full frog. I don't recommend doing it on a sticky mat, so I always pull off onto the hardwood floors. It doesn't feel so great if you have a very tender inner knee, but it allows you, look what my knees can do. I can go out and in, whereas otherwise I'm stuck, and I'm not really getting the benefit of frog because I'm stuck here. So if you can, let your legs widen. Nice to do it if you have like 2 blankets and you can let them slide out. Stay high if it's very intense, or come down with me. If you found your way to your forearms, see if you can wiggle fingers by turning palms and forearms to face the sky. And I have a little trick for you to come out and find less intensity. Shift your hips and the crown of your head forward. That feels better, right? But now I'm going to ask you to shift back again, just a little. Try that 3 more times. Come out of frog. And back in. Breathe in, yogis. Breathe out. Try one more time. All right, my friends. Now, without swishing your inner thighs together, let them be free. Sink back. Press your buns back towards your heels. And if you absolutely hate this, here's your solution. Big toes together, knees as wide as you like them. Stretch out overhead for wide-legged child's pose. Wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, body down. We have 2 more breaths in frog. And if you're feeling extra great here, you're welcome to come belly down like a puppy upper body in your frog. Or as low as you like to go. One more big breath in. Good news, bad news. Good news, we're halfway done. Bad news, we have to do it again on the other side. It's still full frog, but we got to go through the whole thing again. So when you're ready, yogis, hands come down, rise. Push your big toes together, and then don't think, just close your knees. Come to a seat. Put your hands on your outer thighs, give them some love. Maybe rub them a little bit. Be proud of yourself. Good job. Tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. Wonderful, wonderful job. We're going to go right to the other side. So please lift your right leg, step forward and land left knee shin and top of foot in kneeling lunge. Remember how we rocked forward and back here? Back half split, right toes lifted or not. Forward, low lunge. Making our way into frog. Alrighty, that's fine. Hips releasing, pressing back. Collarbones pulling forward, more length in your sides. One more round. So now you know if you didn't love that at all, you just come into wide-legged child's pose. Still going to enter the same way. Tuck left toes. Swing those behind your left knee. Turn your body over towards me, inside your right leg. And then drop your right knee. Turn frog toes out. Widen as much as you enjoy. And then come on down. I definitely recommend, again, trying to get off of your sticky mat. I know that can be tender, so you might want like 2 little dish towels or 2 little pillows, whatever you have, really something thin so your hips are liking this. All right, so if you're frogging with me, roll forward, come out, inhale here. Feels good, right? But don't cheat yourself. Come on back just a little bit. 3 more like this. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out. Try to soften your jaw on this next one. You know we're going to stay back. Can you wiggle your fingers and your toes? Can you try to turn the corners of your mouth up, or maybe just envision a smile? Optionally on this last breath, going as far forward, extending upper body, whatever feels really good. Froggers are coming with me. Walking back up to hands, closing big toes, and then everyone, even wide leg child's pose, draw your knees together, hands to outer hips. Maybe give them a rub. Just know that you're there for your hips. I like to give them some support. Feels like they're gonna kind of fall apart sometimes. Frog is very tough. Congratulations, yogis. All right, let's press back, downward facing dog. Done with all of our sun salutations, all of our strength work, and we're gonna get some beautiful relaxing hips on now. Take a big breath in your dog. At the bottom of that exhalation, tiptoe walk your feet just about halfway into your mat, and then fingertips meet them at about that halfway point. Roll to the sky, arms all the way up and overhead. Hands come down through heart center, and we're gonna open our hips again, but this should be a little more gentle. Left leg rises from the inner thigh, so your hips stay square. Flex that foot, cross over, and then sink back for figure four. So you may wanna put a little bit of gentle pressure on your left knee. This should feel good, right? If it feels really good, but you want more, you take your hips from up high, press them back, 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 down, 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 and then maybe fingertips reach somewhere, or you might even choose to forward fold. Now we have two optional add-ons. If you're really enjoying where you are, please do stay. But if you'd like to use both hands and hold your right ankle, you can deepen a forward fold. Option number two is a twist. We're gonna rise. Reach hands back to prayer at heart center and twist your eye gaze as your right shoulder begins turning around the corner. Stay here, or bring your left elbow to the bottom of your left foot, and we have a little figure four prayer twist. Are you breathing wherever you are? Can you soften your facial features? One more big breath in anywhere you've gone. Big breath out to unwind. Try to re-lift your left leg. Stand tall. Exhale, release. Okay, move through your legs. Standing balances are hard. So we look for a little bit of a jiggle in between so that you know you have no tension where there was feeling tightness before, feeling a little stuck, especially in the working leg, the glute. Shake it free. All good? Arms rise. Right knee rises, so if I lift from my outer hip, I have a little bit of a cockeyed stance. I want to take my inner thigh to lift, and that way my hips are squared. Flex your right foot, cross it over. Feels good already, doesn't it? And then sink your buns back just to somewhere that feels really nice and gentle. Hands fall, a little bit of pressure, right hand to right knee. We don't have to do the same thing on both sides. Just ask your body what it needs, what it wants, and take yourself there. Maybe folding. I really like the option of sinking buns back. So find lots of length from buns to front toes. Sink down if you're sinking back. And then let's investigate our options again. I invite you to take one hand, your left hand, or both if you're feeling very daring, to that left ankle. Just help you deepen your fold. Optionally, we can rise about halfway, bring our hands to prayer. Eye gaze begins to swivel left, left shoulder follows, and we may connect our right elbows with the bottoms of our right feet. Pressing that prayer strong so the twist feels very beautiful in the bottom of your right shoulder blade. No matter where you're enjoying your figure four, take two more breaths. Untwisting or releasing a deep fold. Big breath in to rise. One more knee lift. Rise from the right inner thigh. Let it go. Observe how that standing leg really worked, didn't it? Oh, so shake it free. We want to go for the release. Let things just be loose and jiggly. That's a good feeling. Good work, guys. Inhale, rise. Let's have a seat. We've worked really hard today. Forward fold. Any way that it feels nice for you to come on down. And we're going to continue working on our inner thighs. So bringing our soles together. You choose whether it looks like a diamond or if your heels are close to your groin. Move any flesh out from under your sits bones and tail. And once you feel really good there, begin to peel your inner arches open. Love this part. It's like you're opening, I love cracking open a new book. And then you can read deep into your soles. Lifting your heart, exhaling, beginning to melt down, but we'll take a few rounds of breath like this, so you might want to rise again. Always feel like it gets better with practice, right? Rise again. Start to bring your collarbones and your heart forward. Re-rise. And then go as long as you can, top of head away from tail, collarbones away from hip bones. Once you're there, feel free to land anything and surrender. Drop your chin, bow your head. Softening through your throat and lengthening the back of your neck. Wrinkle free here as you really feel your heavy head. Pulling maybe not just the back of your neck, but even in between your shoulder blades. Let's try 2 more big breaths in here, and then we're going to keep the legs, but add a little twist. Soften your jaw as you exhale, hands back under shoulders, rise a little bit, and then let's twist over. Left hand somewhere, floor, top of right foot, or the thigh, helping you twist around this corner, sitting very tall. And if it feels confident in your spine, lift your right arm behind you. Soften your facial features as you breathe. Let's come back to the center. Sit up just a little taller, and then when you're ready, right hand reaches around for something. Place it on something so you can use it like a little lever. Left hand boosts you from the ground up. And when you feel very confident in your posture, extend left fingertips. At the bottom of that next exhalation, roll forward, lean your chest back, fingertips find the floor, any way that your chest feels open, and then slowly bring your feet flat. Just windshield wipe your knees. Might feel very intense in your hip flexors and your inner thighs. This was big hip work today. Let's let our knees, when you feel good, fall to the left, and then scooch around so both knees are bent, but you feel really confident in your seat here. Left fingertips down, right arm rises, big breath in. Reach up, reach over. Now just watch that this left shoulder is down, away from your ear and open. Right arm rises, left arm rises. We're gonna come a bit over to the right side. Right shoulder away from your ear. Let's try that again, but we're gonna come forward. Reach right arm up. Reach forward, feeling a bit more in the low back. Same thing, up, over, lift, and then lengthen a little bit forward. Left hand down, spiral lift. I like to give myself a little love on the right hip because it might be a big opening for the hip. Squeeze your buns up just a little bit, and as you squeeze your buns, press your hips forward. Right arm rises, only when this hip doesn't feel so tender, or sometimes it gives a little pop. Then you know it's okay, breathe in. Possibly right hand behind your head, use your skull to press back. Peel your right elbow open a bit wider from your heart space. Hips fall. Great job. Just take a second in the center. Bring feet flat and knees side by side. Such a nice moment. Give yourself a hug. Drop your nose between your knees. I like to rest the corners of my eyebrows on each of my knees. And then really round your back. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Rise back up. Knees may want to swish for a moment, but widen them back apart. Swish, swish until they feel good and they're falling to the right to stay. And then we just adjust ourselves so we're seated up without the use of our hands. We can sit on up. Feel okay? All right, let's side bend. Right arm first this time. Left arm rises. Now just paying attention to this bottom shoulder that's not into our ears. We're gonna relax. Left arm down, reach up and over. These are little side bends. Left arm, but we're going forward. Reach a little bit forward. Oh, that's so nice. Great desk stretches. Just reach over, reach forward. Once the right hand is back down, a little love with your left hand on your hips. Squeeze your buns, begin to press. Hips open, squeeze backside to open the front. Left arm can rise. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Staying anywhere with the arm, optionally, back of skull, press your head back. Pull elbow away from right shoulder. Big, beautiful breath in. Exhale, release. Hips come down. Hands reach behind. Knees rise. And let's do that hug one more time. For a bit of a bigger version, you might want to hold your thighs instead of your shins. And then round your back. Forehead comes in between your knees this time. Really round it. Lift your heart, eyes forward, and then gently roll all the way back. We have one more set of frogs, but these are fun frogs. Make sure you have room behind you. Roll all the way back to your back. Bringing your knees with you, and then gently rock side to side. All righty. Frog crunches, not so scary. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Reclined bound angle, and if you can, hold the blade edges of your feet. It's okay if you can't. You could use your shins or your ankles. Just start to pull your toes towards your nose. Crunch up, hold the soles of your feet, and then try to pull even closer towards your nose as you rest your head back down. Now, while you're crunching your frog toes in, press your tailbone down, the very tip of it. Press it down so your spine is really long here. One more big breath in. All right, so let's get a frog crunch on. Let's extend our legs just a little bit, still in frog, but they're further away from our nose. Hold something and crunch up. Then reach legs all the way out as arms reach overhead. We're gonna hover everything if possible. Head falls, arms and legs hover. Back to frog and hold on. Really help yourself crunch up. Double leg stretch. Arms and legs reach out. Go as low as you can with both while your low back is still connected to the floor, then re-frog crunch. Let's exhale on the frogs. Inhale as we double leg stretch. Exhale, frog. If your double leg stretch is super challenging, watch me for an option. Toes to floor, a little bit easier for our bellies to stay strong. Exhale. All right, now that you have your favorite double leg stretch, don't hold your feet on frog. Reach a karate chop past each pinky toe. Double leg stretch. Exhale as you rise, frog. Challenge yourself to breathe as slowly as you can, making your crunching process a little bit harder, but you're working very strong for this super core. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we have two more, and then we're going to supercharge our frog. Inhale. Exhale. No air underneath your low back. Keep it really long. My friends, stay in frog. We're gonna try to karate chop, but if you have to hold, you have to hold. Start a little pulse. Chest towards toes. Eye gaze at the ceiling so our necks and our throats are really long. 4. Option, hold on to right shin or twist your karate chops over right shin. Twisted frog crunch. 8. Press the soles of your feet together. Peel your inner thighs open. 4 more here. After we finish up the left side, you are done with frogs for the day. Back to center, hold left shin or karate chop over the left shin. 8. Exhale every time you crunch. 6, press your feet together, peel your knees away from your chest. 4. 2 more yogis. Oh my goodness, reach to the center, close your knees, and release. Oh, let your feet fall wide but flat and steeple your knees together. Let your hands rest on your belly like you did on your outer hips earlier. Just love your belly. Well done, belly. That was really hard work, wasn't it? It gets a lot nicer now, don't you worry. Heels come under our knees. Really, really good. Be proud of yourself today. Spread arms wide like airplane wings. And then with palms turned up, tilt tailbone towards the backs of your knees and start to roll, lengthening your spine, lifting it off the floor. Find a bridge, tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthen even the back of your neck, and then replace your spine one little vertebrae at a time. Tip of tailbone melts last. We're gonna make it a little bigger next time. Tailbone tucks, low back, roll up, mid, upper. Shoulder blades elevate, heels rise at the tip top this time. Keep the heels lifted as you begin to replace upper spine. Shoulder blades, middle, lower, slowly, yes, good. Tail, tip of tail comes down, then the heels melt, and we stay in the next bridge. So we're rising, breathing in. Now you choose whether you lift your heels or not, my friends. Clasp your hands under your buns, and if it feels good to you, rock and roll a little side to side. So you walk your shoulder blades underneath your body to boost your chest up higher. And if you want, your heels would rise. Let's keep our knees in line with our hip bones. And can you look down the bridge of your nose and find your belly breath? Breathe in and let your belly rise. Exhale. Try that again. See it and feel it. Heels melt down, we stay in bridge, and big toes come together. Right knee pulls into chest. Right toes to ceiling. Really open your toes. Wave at yourself with your right toes. Rebend right knee. Replace. Right next to your left ankle there. Left knee pulls in, chest opening. Breathe into this newfound space. Left toes skywards. Really boost up, wiggle. Open and close your toes. Rebend. Replace. Hands come undone, shoulders walk out. We widen our arms, palms back up, and remelt our spine all the way down. Just take a minute. Notice where you are in your space. Feel your breath. Those are the good moments. Bring your knees in towards your chest and just rock side to side for a moment. Massage your newfound, very elongated spine. I like to circle on mine. And when you're ready, some spinal twists to finish today. Alrighty, let's let our feet fall flat. And cross left ankle over right thigh. Flex your toes and then use your left palm or your fingertips to press your left knee away. Opening your hip a little bit here. We allow our legs to fall to the right, so your left foot's gonna fall flat. And then switch hands, right hand pushes away. I love to think about this length, like you're stretching your hip as far away from your left armpit as possible. Option to add on, only if you'd like. Right toes point, and our left hand reaches down to grab the right toes and pulling in a quad stretch. I like to call it cattail, a little cattail stretch here. Okay, so keep on pressing on that leg if it feels good. Make sure your shoulders are happy. You can twist your eyes to the left side. Try to feel your breath flowing, east to west, filling up your rib cage and the sides, north to south, rising and falling, and also up under your collarbones, all the way down into your hips, just as if they were your lungs. Eye gaze moves back skywards. Palms fall flat again and open at our sides. I don't know about you, but I like to uncross my legs here. You can rise just the way you are. It's just kind of tough on your low back, so I uncross and then roll gently to the ceiling. And just readjust yourself so you're straight, hips under shoulders. Right foot crosses over, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. Flex that foot and use your right fingers or a little bit more gently the heel of your hand to press in. So we're going to think about that length, right? Really pressing and offering our hip length away from our armpit. Let your legs fall to the left. Right foot comes flat. Big twist. Left hand would be the one to move into the right thigh. Find that length again. Really push it away from your shoulder. Eyes can move right. Right arm stays open. Or if you'd like a little cattail, we're going to pull on it. Take a hold of your tail. It's hard to find, isn't it? Oh, I can't find mine. Point your left toes. Sometimes you don't get it. No big deal. Do what feels good, yogis. And if you get your quad stretch, you just kind of resettle yourself. Shoulders flat, eyes to the right. You've got lots of twists and turns in your body now, so basket weave your breath all through those beautiful edges and curves. Breathe in, enliven, invigorate, and create space and brightness where there once was twisted darkness. Eye gaze moves back to the sky. Spread your arms again. And then feel free to just rise. But I like to uncross my right leg, bring my knees up closer to my chest, and then just super gently roll them to the sky. Get a little cockeyed here, right? So we're gonna readjust so that our hips are under our shoulders, and then gently pull each knee into your armpits. You have a wide positioning here for a little wide rocking and rolling. Now, if you have to leave class at 1:55, I'm sad you have to go, but it is time. We wish you a very wonderful Friday, a very nice weekend, and thank you for sharing your practice with us today. Namaste. If you can stay with me, let's get a little happy baby on, but we're gonna go half today. Extend your left leg either straight out on the floor from your hip, or you can flatten out your foot. And then hug your right knee in, really smush it, your thigh against your belly, wind relieving pose. Then let's stand our right ankle on top of our right knee and use only the right hand. It doesn't matter if you want to hug your thigh or hold your foot, whatever works for you. I love to hold the blade edge because then you get the opportunity to take your thumb on your toes. It's so good. Just kind of press them down. Put a little pressure in your toes when you do pull on them so it feels like an awesome stretch. Have happy baby. Staying here, option to half straddle stretch by straightening that leg as much as it feels good for you. And then I always like to move my hand from the bottom of my foot all the way to my inner thigh. Just kind of rest a heavy arm and a relaxed shoulder on the inner thigh. Your left leg might want to start poking out on the diagonal. Let's make sure it's straight under our hip here. We can activate through the toes, pull them back towards our hip to make it stay in place. And then use your right arm like a little kickstand under that leg to help it back up. Rebend, extend, give your hip maybe a little massage if it needs it, and then hug your left hand. Wind relieving pose, thigh over belly. You can also put your right foot flat for a little bit less intensity. When you're ready, your left knee scoots off to the side. We're gonna go half happy baby. So flex your foot, the heel is above your knee, hopefully, if you can get it there. And then your left hand holds either blade edge or the ankle. You could even hold your heel. Some people like to cup their heels. You can do that from the inside or the outside. Lots of options. So just do what feels good for you. You know I'm going for the toe stretch, right? Blade edge of the foot. We can just take a moment to be super innocent and childlike with our toes here. This is one of those things that usually isn't very appropriate or normal unless you're in yoga. So take advantage of it and just kind of like wiggle around and play with your feet. If you're looking for that inner thigh stretch, we're gonna slowly extend into half straddle. Remember that your right leg is gonna wanna scoot out to the side to help you balance. So you're gonna keep it very strongly flexed if it's extended and right underneath your hip bone. So then I just kind of drape my left arm on the inner thigh to get a really big release on the half straddle here. Using left arm like a little kickstand under that left knee, help it back up. Lower that leg slowly. You might want to give it another big squeeze, just a little TLC. And then sometimes your hip flexor is like, whoop, big stretch. So give it a little massage, a little rub. And we're gonna finish class today with 3 big, beautiful breaths in, maybe 4. Rock on up, take your time. And listen, if you have more time to spend in your practice today, feel free to stay down, enjoy rest, the Shavasana. You don't have to rise with me, but if you have to go, come with me and I'll get you reinvigorated here. Give your legs a little rub, use your thumbs inside your hip creases, really massage out. Maybe feel a little tender after all that work today, that's very normal. Take a big breath all the way up and in. And then land your hands wherever you feel relaxed. 3 breaths to begin, vitality mantras. We're breathing in, I am. Think those words, I am. Breathing out, healing. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, vital and alive. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, vibrant. Let's do another one. Breathing in, I am. And breathing out, perfectly well. Last breath, another choose your own adventure. Breathe in, I am. And then you have a blank canvas. What are you? As you exhale. Maybe no answer comes, and that's okay to leave it open-ended as well. Little self-discovery today. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thumb finds heartbeat. Tuck chin down towards your fingertips. Bring awareness to your state of being all throughout today, simply by maybe breathing in one of those vitality mantras, reconnecting with your breath. Carry on this beautiful length in your spine, this openness in your hips with you all through today. And most importantly, lead with breath with a heart-centered focus in life. My friends, my light is inspired by, honored to spend time with, and so grateful for your ever bright, beautiful lights. Namaste.